Hey, nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Exclusive tabletop game podcast for the Pacific Northwest. All levels of gamers. Analog gaming. Tabletop news. Dungeons and Dragons and magic. Stupid, mindless banter.
There will definitely be some. That's probably our best. That's our best feature.
Hey, geeks! It's Blue Samurai here, and it's episode 53.
Wow!
And I am with
Ridiculous.
And
I'm still Paul.
How's it going, folks? We apologize. We have not done any recordings in the last, I don't know.
we're very sorry. Let's show them our sorrowful
fact-
faces.
Okay, you do that while I look at how many days. Holy cow, 27 days ago. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
You know what? I would like to say, since there has
Mm-hmm.
been such a big break, I've missed you guys.
I miss
Yeah,
you.
I have.
I've missed you guys as well.
You know, and
Facebook's just not enough.
oh,
you know?
we've done a lot of, I've done a lot of things. You guys have done a lot of
I
things.
had a birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Maybe if the listeners could guess how old I am, we could give them a tour of the Geeks of Cascadia studios.
Yes.
There you go.
We could do
And
that.
you know how you do that? You email us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com or Facebook us at Geeks of Cascadia, or
You can Twitter at us at Geeks of Cascadia.
there you go.
Plan that segue.
That's
that was
right.
well done.
Thank you.
Can we have the beer moment that we used to
we
do
should
once
do
upon a
our
time?
beer
Sure.
thing.
Because that's cool, and that
Yeah.
needs
That's
mentioning.
Cool.
Yes, Paul, go ahead. You can mention the.
Okay, well, we are at Around the Table in Linwood, Washington, which is our
Woohoo!
game store where we play Dungeons and Dragons, and there's a beer they're offering in cans called the Player's Handbook IPA series from Lewitt Brewing Company in Vancouver, Washington.
Awesome.
It's called The Sorcerer. If you look at our Instagram feed, there is a photo of the can, which is really cool. It's like a 5th edition D&D sheet.
Yes, and Paul's
Very,
putting
very
the
cool.
picture, the close-up right here.
It's got the little stats.
here.
And
on
I'll
the
do that in case
side.
you're too lazy to do
Except
it.
I don't know what SRM means, but it's cool. There's a little.
Or follow us on Instagram, and you can see it right now.
That's right. That's right. And we have a really great show for you today.
Big shoe.
In fact, today we got a game
No one's gonna
review
know what that refers
of a game
to.
called Lap Dance.
So here we go.
Is that
There
the
we
one
go.
you did down at Pacers?
Actually,
Is that-
yeah.
that game was
I don't know how the heck this game even existed, but we are not doing this game review.
We are not.
We're not even going to talk about it because it's weird. I've never.
So
even
we're not playing that tonight?
No.
Oh,
Why
I
you
thought
gotta
we were-
tease?
I thought we were going to do a whole Facebook Live thing.
Maybe we can do a tournament of it. I guess I
messed
don't
up.
know.
Yes.
Wow.
An actual card game called Lap Dance. Very weird. But anyway, no, we actually have a great interview that Rebeculous did. Rebeculous, can you tell us a little bit about?
I
about
did.
that
I did.
interview?
It's a gentleman's name is Trenton Payne. I met him at NorwestCon,
Mm-hmm.
and he began a company with a couple of friends of his called Gilgamesh Games, and he's got 3 games out now. They're working on a 4th. His recent one is Cats of Cthulhu, and he's just an awesome guy. And I went to his home in West Seattle to interview him because we just didn't have good sound at NorwestCon, and
And that was really nice that he let you
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. Because
Oh,
you
man.
totally screwed up the first interview.
I did.
Yeah.
It's just the sound was bad. The interview was good.
But it was great. It was great, and we interviewed in his man cave, which is just chock full of figurines and Star
awesome.
Wars
That's
stuff
awesome.
and all these things from the 80s
want a
that
man
you would
cave.
drool over. You should have a man. I thought you did have a man cave. Isn't it called your garage?
No, that's Janice owns the garage now.
Oh, well then the house. That's your man cave.
Well, but you're going to hear that interview later today. In the meantime, let's get into some con news.
Con news. Let's
Yeah,
do
what
some
we
con
got?
news. Well, Rebecca does some game research.
Yes.
So, you know what's happening in 2 weeks?
No.
Dragonflight.
No way.
Totally. And it's number 40. I'm representing today in my Dragonflight shirt.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So, yeah, I'm totally stoked for Dragonflight. It was the one that we get to have fun at.
Did you get a room?
I got a room.
I got a room,
I got
too.
my badge.
Get a room.
Rebeculous, did you get a room?
No, I'm gonna crash yours.
Oh, that's probably not going to happen.
No, it's gonna happen.
Cuddle up with Winston.
You don't know me.
There you go. Well, the good news is when we're there, we're going to be doing some podcasting.
Some
too.
podcast.
Get
We're
some
going to get some
content.
interviews.
Oh,
we
that's
talk to
gonna
some
be great.
game designers. Maybe talk to somebody from other conventions, see what's going on in the world.
Play a game?
But maybe play a game. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to play a game.
Yeah.
When was the last time we played a game at a convention? I guess it was last Dragonflight.
Was it? Oh,
probably.
okay.
We
Yeah.
never get to play at
Seems
OrcaCon.
like we're always working.
We're always working at OrcaCon.
know.
So Dragonflight, August
Yes.
16th through 18th. There's still rooms available at the special room rate. There's badges available. If you want to run a game, they're still open for that. So just go to dragonflight.org and check all that stuff out. Again, that is August 16th through 18th at the Bellevue Hilton. Dragonflight.org.
Wow. Okay, that is cool. And of course, there's. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna plug this because
No one goes to that silly old con
They
anymore.
gave us media badges. I gotta thank them. The only reason they didn't give us this time is because no one from Geeks of Cascade
no one
can
can
go
go.
because we're all working and
Who
we
is
got
it
real
again?
lives. Gen Con.
Gen Con.
The best 4 days of gaming. August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Indianapolis. You can take a direct flight from Alaska Airlines. If you haven't done by now, you're screwed. And oh, by the way, this is probably going to end up being posted the day of Gen Con. So you know what? It doesn't matter what I'm saying right now to you at all.
So if you're like not at Gen Con, then I'm sorry.
That's
Well, if you're
right.
at Gen Con,
That's
maybe
right.
you should not be listening to our podcast and do something better.
But we do want to thank Gen Con because they did give
Thank
us
you, Gen
media
Con.
badges,
Yes.
and they actually are headquarters here in the Great Northwest.
That's right.
So, sorry, I took your thunder there.
That's
Anyway,
okay.
all
There's
right.
another.
He had thunder.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's another tiny little con coming up here in Seattle. It's called Penny Arcade,
Penny.
or PAX Prime, or PAX West, whatever you want to
yes.
call it.
Yes, I'll be there. Briefly.
Steve will be there. I will not be there. I was there last year. It was terrifying. I don't like that many people, but it was really cool.
That many people don't like
But
it.
they've got hundreds. So it's not just video games. They've got hundreds of free play space for tabletop games and a gigantic library.
Yes.
So you can do both at PAX. That's going to be August 30th through September 2nd in Seattle, Washington, at the Convention Center and other places.
Okay.
Plus, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. Just go to their website and look it up.
Awesome. Awesome.
And while my iPad fell asleep here.
Uh-oh.
Pretty little woodland scenario you have there as your.
Well, while you're doing that, Stranger Things, man, was that awesome?
It was great. I love Stranger Things.
Great.
Still, Paul hates kids,
Yeah.
so he's lying.
Yeah, I don't watch that. I tried.
Yes, it was great. It was great. I
Best season
was disappointed
ever.
that there were only 7. I didn't know. I was watching the 7th, and I was like, God,
You know, they're totally going to Game of Thrones this thing. They're going to build you all up till it's like season 8 and this and go.
You
Hey,
can't
man.
even compare it to Game of Thrones.
can we say things that might be spoilers?
Maybe in maybe next podcast a little bit. I know.
feel so
We can talk a little bit more.
restricted.
The weird girl dies, right?
No, the weird girl doesn't die, and she's not a weird girl.
Okay.
No,
She's
yeah,
kinda
she's
weird.
Isn't
on
her
her.
name a
She's
number
kinda
or
weird.
something?
She's
Her
kinda weird.
name is a number.
Okay.
That's right.
Great. It's like you watched
Pie?
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Pie. Little
Exactly.
pie. Little tart.
Yes.
Wait. That means
Best. That
that's-
is the best season, don't you think?
Well, I thought they were all good. So no,
Wow, okay.
it's like, what's your favorite Beatles song? You can't say that.
That's true.
That's right.
So did we not do enough filler for you to?
No, we're not done yet. We're not done with con news
Not
yet.
to- Why do you keep
well, that-
trying to cut off Still Paul?
No, because I want to get filler for Paul so that he can go ahead and he says his tablet was.
I got it turned back on.
What about his
Okay.
lap?
Wait, we can play a game called
Lap
Lap Dance.
Dance.
Anyway, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, we also have coming up Confuse Con,
Oh my
Which-
God, I love that.
which
really?
is in Pasco, Washington, August 31st through September 1st.
That sounds
Confuse Con is an annual board game convention in the Tri-Cities that welcomes anyone and everyone who wants to play board games, card games, and role-playing games. So they got badges, of course, and I lost the price, but I think they're like $45. Very cool. Location, Columbia Basin College. Very cool. And at the beginning of September, we have...
Sounds confusing to me.
It is very confusing. Good old RustyCon. They are going to be at the Bellevue
It's not
Hilton.
funny. I don't know
September
why it's funny.
6th, 7th, and 8th.
Oh, okay. Not
they-
the same time as OrcaCon.
No.
Okay.
Guy Fieri? Oh no.
No, that's
That's
not.
awesome.
That's Dutch by Harry. He is their again artist guest of honor. They also
What's
have
his name?
by Harry, Bahari.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I like your pronunciation.
Writer David Weber and superfan Michael Kenmere.
Is that really a title?
So go to
Superfan?
rustycon.org.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to be a super fan of something?
I think you have to have special powers, like invisibility or laser eyes.
Never-ending supply of Sharpies and things.
Never ending. That would be great. My fingers are all Sharpies of different colors. That's my special power.
That's right.
And that's what I have for con news, except for OrcaCon. OrcaCon is happening in January in 2020.
Are they going to be real orcas there again this year?
Yes, there's always real orcas.
I love
Plus
they have real
there's an
orcas.
orca meat feast.
They have like this one orca in a tank,
And-
and they just wheel it around so it can visit all
and
the
Paul, while you're
rooms.
eating orcas, what can you drink with that?
Blackfish stout.
All
You know,
right.
what better to wash down orca meat than some blackfish stout?
That's right.
I always thought it was like some white wine or something with fish.
Oh.
Are they mammals?
Well, what is your degree again?
Zoology?
Okay. So go to orcacon.org and get your badges, get your rooms. Figure we're going to sell out this year.
Yeah.
So it's best to do it early. And
Get your rooms now.
It's not going to get any cheaper.
Do I need to get a badge and a
I
You
don't-
guys included me, right? Like I
Do you
can
know?
go, right?
I don't know. Do you know anybody that runs that?
Kinda, maybe. I don't know.
Yes, Donna.
Maybe, but Donna, I bet Donna.
Ask
Donna would give
She'll
you a
let me
badge.
in.
Maybe.
Last year they closed the door on me, and I was paying. They wouldn't let me in.
You need at least 3 votes on the board of directors, and
Well, she's on the podcast team. Who's in charge of the media? We could talk to that person.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna get in somehow.
Okay.
Get in.
Okay.
I'm gonna pounce the doors when they open. Hide out in a food truck.
There'll be a lot of food trucks there.
There will be food trucks.
So what else do we got?
That's what I have for con
All
news.
You
right.
don't have any more con news? You
I
sure?
don't, I'm sure.
Well, what about tabletop game news?
Well, here's the thing. In contrast to my normal, amazing preparation for these segments, I didn't have time to do it because I'm
On vacation.
on vacation, and you're busier on vacation sometimes.
No,
Maybe
not really.
No.
No,
No, you're
Okay.
making it up.
Oh, I am. So wow, that looks like My Little Pony. What are we doing?
You're speaking in the microphone.
That one there?
Or this one. Do you want me to move this one toward you?
Yeah, because then I'm like all up in your business there. So here we go. Ticket to Ride, 15th. Has this game been around 15?
Great game.
15th
yes.
anniversary.
played it, Frank?
I have never played it either.
played
Asha,
it.
a friend of ours, has played it. She really likes it. It looks cute.
Asha
Trains.
plays that?
Asha plays Ticket to
wow.
Ride. I know.
I'll have to talk to her about that.
Ticket to Ride. That's like a Beatles song. It's come full circle. Okay.
What's next? Paperback writer?
You're so funny. Cryptozoic Games announces Spyfall Time Travel. This is, oh my gosh, this is going to be at Gen Con, an advanced copy release. You can go and play this game if you go to Gen Con. That's it. Time travel.
How does that work, Steve? Well, you go to Gen Con, you pick up your games, and you carry it around the rest of the day?
No, you play it, man.
Oh, okay.
Right then and there?
There's tables.
Okay.
There's
alright.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Gen Con, so I don't know.
Well, you
that.
should go. It's
I
great.
should probably go.
Oh gosh! All right, look, it's Plaid Hat Games. The Heir of Frankenstein. Oh, she looks interesting. Abomination. The Heir of Frankenstein. Let's see. What do I have to say about this? Since Dr. Heir of Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein existed, that means that his creature also existed. The last we see of it in the classic tale, it is moving around the ice floes, spotted by the captain of the ship that the good doctor is on. Well, the creature and the captain are both making their way into the game, and in this preview, you can see how. I don't really know what any of that means. I tried to read it with suspense, as if I knew, but I think my lack of preparation is showing right now.
Doing great.
Yeah.
If you quit bringing that up, it'll seem like you're.
It is a
Oh yeah, I
monster
should have sold
building
it.
game.
Should have sold it.
That's what
Should've
it calls
sold-
it.
And then this one actually looks pretty cool. This is looks like this is on Kickstarter. Don't know how much they still need or if they need any. Yokai, is that how? Am I pronouncing this right? Yokai? Is it yokai? Yokai?
You know, yokai.
Okay, thank you.
You did say it right.
Do you say each vowel separately?
Well, there's no,
Well, sometimes you
umlauts over anything.
No, we don't have umlauts.
You don't have umlauts?
No,
Umlauts?
no.
I don't know. I don't know like languages. City of Crime board game. It looks pretty cool.
On
The
Kickstarter,
gangs
huh?
are on Kickstarter. The gangs are in control of the city. What is new? The police try and do what they can, but it's little compared to what the gangs do to one another.
Is that Japanese for Everett?
Each one is trying to establish dominance. Which one will come out on top? That is up to you to decide in Yokai, City of Crime. I should have done that in the little
That's very
voice
good.
that I
You did a
did.
very
Yeah,
good job.
thanks,
Yeah.
man. And that's on Kickstarter. And you know what? God, that's all I God.
Okay, so let me
That's
go
it.
add in
Except for
two
lap
more.
dance. Can we?
No, 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 we're not going to do that one. So anyway, I'm going to add two more because these are kind of important to those who are into miniatures. So made to order Chaos Sorcerers available to order for 40K. Games Workshop is going a bit retro. They pulled a trio of old Chaos Sorcerer models out of the vaults and are ready to custom make some when you want to order them. So check that out. Harness the infernal power of the Chaos Sorcerers for your 40K game. Can never get into 40K because, I mean, I played it one or two times, but I just can't paint. Can't paint those miniatures. I'm just
Yeah.
Hey,
horrible
man,
at
we
it.
all
I
have
can't
our
see
skills.
or
I know.
We all
control
have our
small
skills.
things.
I know.
Our buddy Steve, man, he's got some
He is
skills.
very
That's
good.
not-
Well, he played a lot of 40K and Fantasy Warhammer. So
I can't even like get a sliver out because it's just too microscopic. I can't
Well,
paint that tiny.
well, you know
I
what?
can't-
Maybe something simpler for you to paint, and you don't have to do that much into it, is another miniatures from Flames of War, the new late War Americans available from Battlefront for Flames of War. The M4 Sherman 105mm platoon. Get that.
See, I think that encourages violence.
Flames of War. Battlefront Flames of War. The M4 Sherman is available. Check that out. And that's easy to do because all you got to do is paint it green and put a white star on it. And
That's-
ta-da, you're done.
There's shades,
pretty
though.
easy.
There's shades. There's camo.
Yeah.
Shades. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not that
different
easy.
kinds of
yeah,
camo.
there is. There is.
If you want to be an underachiever, then
Let me
yes.
explain camouflage and army things to you, please.
Okay, yes, please do that. Please, civilian explain to me. Another one. Oh, you know what? We should check. Why didn't you talk about this? You love
I didn't see that.
Game of Thrones.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
why don't you do that?
I-
I will wait. I will wait.
Where
Maybe I
are
should
you?
do.
Maybe you should just do
Maybe
it.
you should
Maybe
just do it.
I should
You know.
just. Simon previews Night's Watch Heroes 1-box set. That is part of a Song of Fire and Ice. For those of you nerds out there,
There's
you
no
should know
nerds
this. You should
out
know
there
this.
listening to us.
But Game of Thrones is based upon the book A Song of Fire. Well, a series of books called A Song of Fire and Ice.
And they're awesome, and I read them all on my phone. I kid you not.
Wow.
Just want to put that out there.
Wow.
I know they're that good. That's
I
the
know.
point. Is they're that
and
good?
I've seen your phone. It's one of those dial phones,
It's
old,
right- it's-
oldie
Yeah.
phones.
yeah,
So.
yeah, right on my rotary phone.
Anyway, the members of the Night's Watch have sworn to protect Westeros while they have, while they all have that goal in mind. Each one still has their own ambitions and thoughts on how the Brotherhood should be run. With the release of Night's Watch Heroes 1-box for the Song of Fire and Ice tabletop miniatures game, check that out. I have never seen anyone. I haven't seen that. I got.
Does it come with like ghosts
So
and
this is a
stuff like
new- this-
that?
this
Does
is-
it come with?
I think it's existing, but
Does it come with
I'm gonna look at
egret?
this.
Can you like?
I don't know.
So
Can
this is a new game. Is it any way attached?
It
to
says
Green
coming
Ronin?
soon, so that's
Coming
pretty new.
soon. So we'll have to maybe we'll talk to some of our friends that do these miniatures, and they can tell
People
us
who actually
a
know
little bit
stuff.
about yes, exactly.
Calling the
Because
experts.
that's
Yeah.
not us.
We need a miniatures expert.
We do.
If you know more than us, which you probably do, you can email us at
you all do.
geeksofcascadia@gmail.com.
Oh, we're gonna get just a flood of emails.
Oh, probably just
That's
flood.
great. That's
Flood.
great.
It's tons. So that's all. I think that's all we have. So
Cool.
Let's talk to my friend. Let's talk to my friend.
You want to talk to your friend?
Trenton. Let's talk to him.
Okay.
Let's talk to Trenton now. Then.
All right. Let's talk to Trenton.
Trenton Payne.
All right.
All right.
So, welcome, geeks and nerds. This is Rebeculus here with Geeks of Cascadia, and we're interviewing Trenton Payne. He is one of the founders of Gilgamesh Games, and I did a little research on Gilgamesh, and because I was wondering why you folks, you and your co-founders, would name your company after fifth king of Uruk. Something like that in Sumerian,
yeah, there's some.
Mesopotamian, yeah.
I felt like it was kind of an alliteration of the G's and stuff. Like I said,
Oh.
it hadn't been taken,
There you go.
and so yeah, I've always loved.
These are not the reasons I thought you would list.
Well, actually, I've actually always loved the tale of Gilgamesh and stuff. And
Yeah.
There's been a lot of interpretations of it and stuff, and there's some question about whether or not it was a real person, and just I love myth, like Joseph
Yeah.
Campbell, Power of Myth, storytelling. The story of the hero, and so that all plays into it and stuff. And
I mean, wasn't it one of the first epics, the Gilgamesh, Epic of Gilgamesh, and
Yeah.
kind of like set the stage for other mythological epics and sagas
Yeah, it
and
was
superheroes?
it was an epic,
Yeah.
That's what's amazing is that everything everything that's happening now, as far as creativity or as far as storytelling, is working off of the work that happened the generation before it, and that's no different. And if you just keep going back and back and back, that's one of the first that I think was actually, and I don't even know how it was written down, but it was actually in print of some sort. I mean, it wasn't like text on paper, but it was like something on where somebody could pass it on instead.
And it was like the
being
most complete, like story, I think, that came out of
instead of just being
ancient
storytelling
Babylonia or
around
something.
fireplaces. Yeah.
All right, so Gilgamesh and how many? You're a founder, but it says you're a fledgling company online. When I check the website,
Yeah.
www.gilgameshgames.com and Twitter.
It's Gilgamesh.games.
That's what I meant to say. And how many other co-founders do you have, and how did you all get together and say, hey, let's do this thing?
Yeah, it's mostly me, and I've got basically just a group of carnies that are kind of hired goons, and they all kind of come in. They come in and out when I need them and stuff. And one of my the people I work a lot with is a man by the name of Payne of Gilgamesh, and he does some amazing illustration. I work with him on.
I saw his name. He did like the Magda illustration, the
Yeah.
sci-fi. Yeah,
that's another game we've got. It's kind of
It's a one-person game. We'll
is.
talk about that. I
It
do
is.
want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about all your games.
I'm
but,
very excited about that one too.
yeah.
But he's one of these guys that moves fast. I work with him. He's worked on Evil Dead comic books, and he's worked on other board games that were super successful. And I'd worked working on other people's board games for long enough, and it was finally one day I was like, why don't you just do something yourself?
Cool.
Just see what happens. So yeah, this is where it's headed.
So speaking of that, then what was your? I know my wife and I, who's behind the camera there, you can't see her. She, we like two-player games. We like two-player portable games that we can take and go. And you seem to be making two-player games, and then the aforementioned Magda single-player game. Like, I love this. Why instead? I mean, there's so many role-playing games that you can have just a group of people and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Table killers. I salute those teams because there's so many people in those groups working, and working on other bigger. I've worked on a couple of pretty big games where there were lots of parts. So even when we're just doing 3D modeling, you can't just do the 3D modeling. You need someone to prep all that stuff for production. You've got all these working parts, and I just felt like, that's something that'd be nice to work toward. But starting out, just do something simple.
I like it.
Do some games these are the games, like somebody had done a review of one of our games. He said, this is nice because it's 15-20 minutes before you sit down to play the really serious, giant, table-killing, 4-hour...
I almost feel like there's so many of those Magic and Catan and D&D and everything that it's just refreshing to... I mean, I didn't think I was going to have any kind of response when I asked my local game person for a two-player game, but they're kind of coming back. They're kind of coming in.
Well, I think certain games, too, are important to focus just on two-player. In a lot of games, there's like one-player mode, there's two-player mode, there's 4 to 6-player mode. But I felt like, let's just focus on something that just celebrates, you and a partner, you got 20 minutes before you're doing something, and something that's portable, like you said, and we can just sit down and just boom, 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 play as fast as you want. And so I think that's what we've done with Cats of Ulthar.
So we're going to get to Cats of Ulthar, as I was going to write, but also before that was Hive Smash.
Yeah, Hive
correct?
Smashers. So
And that's another two-player. And that looked kind of cool. Hexagonal cards, and you're building your own hive, and there's bees versus wasps, and it just... Yeah, that looks kind of neat. When did that come out? I couldn't find dates.
Well, that one's not out yet. Like we had it on Kickstarter, and we kind of failed. We had never done a Kickstarter before, and so we still have a bit of a fan club there. And everyone's like, "Hey, when are you gonna bring this out?" So we might piggyback it into the Kickstarter for Cats of Ulthar.
You should do that. Yeah.
Because the artwork in that is fantastic.
It is. It really is. That the same guy?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy. And it was the whole concept was that you're building your hive while the other person's building their hive, and we wanted to do something super simple, so even younger audiences could play it. But Kickstarter is a harsh mistress.
It seems to be. I'm becoming more familiar with it, and I'm just like, as soon as you put someone on a Kickstarter, like you could assume it's funded, right? But as I'm flipping through, and it's like, this person's got several $1,000s to go in one day. They're not going to make it. Like, I get it. Yeah.
Well, it's like if you don't fund it in the first 3 days, then it's probably not going to happen. what's interesting is that I've worked on things that made over 800K, and I've also worked on things that had licensing for big movie stars, and they didn't make it. So it's kind of like there's a lot of factors.
Who happens to be looking through Kickstarter at that moment? Like, I mean,
Well, there's lots of things. One thing is too is like building up your fan base, right? Anyone on Kickstarter is successful. They really have to build up their fan base. So like we're still, we'd like to still have a few people to do some video reviews, so we can get the word out, get people seeing other people play the game.
yes,
so it's legit.
that's really helpful. Seeing other
Yeah.
people play the game.
You
Actually,
get your mailing list, so going to shows, going to conventions, and getting people to test. So I think we're past the point where we're done testing, but we'd still like to get people interested. So it's really like sit down, play the game. What do you think?
Yeah.
Get on the mailing list.
yeah.
So that's a factor. So bringing your fan base is really important. And I think timing is sometimes not good. I think sometimes I think we launched High Smashers about the same time a giant DC game was coming out. I'm like, wait, DC is, they're going for private for crowdsource funding.
Yeah.
What's happening here and stuff. So there's a lot of competition, but now there's a science like you should do it on Tuesday. You should do this, and this. And so there's a lot of things and we've learned a lot from this. And so I'm like, if we're gonna do it again, we're either gonna release Cats of Ulthar, just release it, period, and boom, and get that out. We'll get High Smashers out too. We already have a production run of High Smashers done and ready to just sell.
I'm ready to just buy because I love the
That's
2-playerness, and Cats of Ulthar actually hit a little how to play. Started playing the tutorial of that thing.
Okay.
That's going to be cool. So let's cascade into Cats of Ulthar, which is super cool looking. Love the graphics. Is that the same guy? Or
Yes,
that
it
different?
is. It is.
Love
This
his
time I
art.
said, as an art director, you put mood boards together. You might do a few sketches. You might say, but at the end of the day, I said, okay, just imagine, da 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 da, go. And he loves doing creepy stuff.
I was
It's
not
forte.
quite familiar with the story. Of course, so I researched it, and yeah, that is creepy. It's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story called The Cats of Ulthar.
Yep.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a little creepy. I don't want to give anything away. I just have to look it up. But yeah, I don't know. It's a 2-player game, cards. Awesome graphics. Looks pretty easy. 15 to 20 minutes. For anything else you can
Yeah, it
tell me?
does.
Why the H.P. Lovecraft? How did you like? Oh, H.P. Lovecraft.
Well,
I think I'll do that.
I think anyone who's a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, there's so much Cthulhu stuff out there, right?
There is.
And I love the Cthulhu stuff. I mean, I've got some Funko Pops laying around here somewhere. But he always said, look, I write this stuff, but I don't care what people do with it. Like, take it in any direction you want. And I was kind of inspired by that, and my family loves cats, and I had run across this story, and it was out on public domain, and I thought, God, it's like a page and a half in any anthology. If you have if you have like a Lovecraft anthology in your library, it's going to be in that book. It's going to be in that book,
Nice.
and it's like like I said, it's like a couple pages long. But I thought the challenge was, well, let's do something other than Cthulhu. And so we get close. There's some ancient elder gods in the story.
Yep.
And basically I had said to the illustrator, I said, look, let's imagine that instead of, because there's a little bit of Egyptian connection to the story, they worship Egyptian gods. I was like, well, what if H.P. Lovecraft designed Egyptian gods? What would they look like?
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So Anubis is really like this giant, bloated, dog-like canine thing.
Nice.
Horus, instead of just being an eagle head on an Egyptian body looking like this, in a hieroglyph, it's actually this scary-looking, giant clawed flying bird coming down on you and stuff. And he was like, "Yep, I get it." And so I just let him go loose, just go free with a lot of that stuff. And so I just felt like, God, let's do something that's H.P. Lovecraft, but let's do something kind of mystical, And there's a lot of fan base for people out there who love cats. And it's funny because whenever I get somebody to play it, they're like, I love Lovecraft and I love cats.
Nice.
Go, and so
How about a little Edgar Allan Poe based game?
maybe in the future.
Maybe, so
Yeah. Well, I
putting
love
that out
crows,
there.
right? We
Love
live in that
crows.
region
I
with
love
lots of crows.
Poe.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, I actually do want to get those. I was like, is he gonna have these in his house that I can just get these games when I leave today, or I see there's a place to shop on your website also.
Yeah.
That's the preferred way, right?
Well, it is,
Going
yeah.
to the
And like I
website.
said, we haven't sold any. We haven't put anything up yet. we're kind of waiting to
There's
get
a
kickstarted.
shop. There's a shop.
Yeah, it's ready to go, but
Okay.
it's all in sold out mode. So
Okay.
until we fire the whip, and I want to make sure that once we start selling it, I want to make sure that it's as painless as possible for the customer.
Thank you.
Which means
We appreciate
I
that.
have shipping updated. I have all that taken care of. Otherwise, you'll get. I don't want you to get something 6 months later.
You're a wise man.
So, well, like some Kickstarter, like we're learning like how to ship things better.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with Europe? And then there's the tariffs. How's that going to affect you and stuff. So, it's kind of a weird time to be doing it, but we're determined.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, that's good that you're like thinking of all the angles before you, so you can do it right. What is your background prior to you're a graphic designer?
Yeah. So
obviously.
I'm a graphic designer for many years. I've worked for kind of big, kind of Fortune 100 companies, aka the Death Star, and I before that I've been doing something design worthy since kind of the internet kind of came out. I mean, probably not quite, but probably for about 20, 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Whether it was video production or back in the day it was multimedia for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lab, and
Yeah.
stuff. Worked on websites and stuff like that.
I guess I was kind of surprised to see this other wonderful artist, collaborating with you, because I made an assumption before I read about that you did all the illustrations and things yourselves. Do you illustrate? I mean,
I do like really high end graphic design, so I
Okay.
might do something in Illustrator, like in my before time, I do all the graphic design for the games
Okay.
and all the layout, color treatments, and things like that. But as far as
Did you do your website? Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And slick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did.
I like it.
thanks, but that's all from an artist basically. I believe in like the right person for the right job, so get the artist to just go crazy and do the raw subject, and then I've done tons of color treatments with some of the stuff that my artist has done. But then cropping, where are you going to crop it? Where are you going to add the text?
Yeah.
What kind of text? What's the color of the text? How's the feel? Layout on the page. And because I have a UX design background, we have to think about that. Like, where's your eye go? Where's eye movement go? Just like whether it's a Van Gogh
Yeah.
or a Matisse, it's like, okay, you have to, there has to be a flow
Yeah.
to where your eye goes. And so
Yeah.
I painstakingly work on that stuff, kerning in typography. Like I said, I slave over all that stuff, and we want to make sure that if we're going to just do a handful of products, that they're going to be amazing, and that when you get them, they're going to feel like, this was a graphic designer and an illustrator who really had a lot of love for the project, and we really do.
You can tell. You can tell just on the little bits that I've seen. I mean, I just met you at NorwestCon and just website and everything. Yeah, you can tell it's all really thought out and clean and super pleasing to the eye. Yeah, I love all those graphics. Do you? There's all. I want before this interview ends. I want you to try and seamlessly show off this room in a little 360. It's beautiful. So, Hive Smashers, Cats of Ulthar, and Magda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I don't have my notebook here. I forgot what Magda stood for.
Mapping and Galactic Dream
Magda,
Assisted.
like-
Yeah.
It was tip of my tongue too.
So this one was.
One player game, Magda.
Yeah. I thought, what's interesting is on Board Game Geek, one of the biggest groups is sole players, with single players, and that kind of inspired me. And
But not for board games, though, right? That's unusual, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think there's plenty of people out there that you only get so. We're in such a digital age. You're going to keep staying. You're going to keep working in that, but you need time off where you can sit around the campfire and talk to other people, right? And so I think that's obviously where board games have kind of blown up again. People have that need,
Yeah.
that need of
Yeah.
human
Yeah,
connection.
it kind of said that on your website. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
But then there's also time when they want to do stuff on their own, and they still want to play. And so it's a really big group. And I had already started working on this concept, and what I love 80s thrillers, sci-fi thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
They're the low budget ones where there's people get the blood sprays across the space station or whatever, and the budget's really low, and there's always
Zardoz.
monsters and stuff. That was trippy. That's actually kind of unique unto itself. But,
Oh man.
but I love that stuff, and
Mhm.
so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do kind of a one-person game where you have this onboard AI, and she's kind of like, she's kind of become sentient. She's kind of smitten with you, and
Which
she,
is like almost now. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Sentience.
It's
Like you almost
coming out.
feel that it's there.
I know how much do we trust our phones, right?
As long as you're dreaming and not trying to complete your goal, she's okay.
She's okay,
But
but
if you try and
you
complete
wake
your
up.
goal,
Yeah, if you wake up, then there's ramifications, and so she's like a kind of a minor AI in the game, where she actually gets a turn.
So she's kind of mean.
She is. She's vindictive, and I did it in the kind of style. There's a lot of pinks and the kind of '80s Miami Vice kind of fonts to it, and kind of look and feel. But I also, there's some framework that's a little more Art Nouveau. There might even be a little touch of Art Deco in there if you notice and stuff. And like I said, I have a design background, so I really slaved over how they were going to look. But I wanted the game to be as beautiful a card game as ever, and I wanted it to be the size of tarot cards because I love tarot cards, and so it's actually the size of a tarot deck.
Oh, cool.
And some of the characters actually, if you squint, you can kind of see. Oh yeah, I could see that's almost being the Queen of Cups. Or
Nice.
that could almost be Death.
Yeah.
Or whatever, Sun or whatever. So there's a handful of crew members that can help you, and those cards kind of are very symmetric like that. And like I said, I love this game. It's so much fun. I've only tested to a handful of people, but the few people I've tested it to are single-player games that like to play alone.
I'm
And
curious
it's
to
like
try it. One of my joys of playing games is just to be in your face when I win. But if you're playing by yourself, then I guess you're. I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
Exactly. Well, for this one, I made it too that it's really, I would say like 65-35% win-lose. So 65% of the time you're going to lose. So I want it to be something that's challenging. So you'll play
That you
again.
could learn from and play again and take a different strategy next
Yeah,
time?
because
Okay,
the more that
good.
you play it, you will learn from there's strategies, but I call them.
I don't mind losing when it's like, oh, I should have done that. And then you want to play again and do that.
Yeah.
And then something else might go wrong. You're like, okay, now I know not to do that next time. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't frustrate me. It's just like, all right, this time I'm going to do it right.
Yeah, and I want there to be some playability, some continued playability. So you can
Yeah.
play it once and win, like, oh, well. But this one, like I said, it's a little tougher to win. And even the last move of the game, the villain gets another turn, kind of like in a typical movie where you think the villain is dead and they get one more swipe at you,
Yes.
And some movies you die, most movies you don't. But so this one is definitely not easy to win, but I think it's kind of cool because a friend of mine has been playing it in Portland, and he'll like go out to a coffee shop and start playing it, and because the cards are bigger. The downside is that they'll take up a little bit more space, but the good news is that you've got this when everything's laid out. It's almost like you're doing a tarot reading, right?
Yep.
But you've got all these cards, and they're really colorful, and it's people definitely notice.
They do. I was just going to say, when she and I go and play the couple of two-player games that we have, we'll take them to the bar, and people always look. They're always like, what are you playing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And kind of like that. It's like, well, do you have, I know Cats of Ulthar is kind of your baby right now. Future game ideas? Besides the awesome Edgar Allan Poe stuff that I know you're going to
Yeah, exactly.
do something with.
Patent pending. Yeah, I do. So
You have those swirls of many ideas going on in your head.
Tons.
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, it's really about starting. First of all, I think it's important for, especially if you're a small group, to start small, right? Don't try and bite off too much. Don't try and make something that's.
It was, yeah,
that's
I
gonna
like that.
take-
I know your company is relatively new, but I like just seeing the 3 games on your website, and they just seem like they're done right, and they're so attractive. I mean, I know jack shit about gaming, but it's just like I'm one of those people maybe that you're marketing towards. It's like that art is going to lure me in, and
Yeah.
then, well, for us, the fact that it's 2-player, but yeah.
But one thing I've noticed is
they
that
seem very thorough.
yeah, well, what I've noticed a lot of board games is that the box art is awesome, and maybe the rule book cover is awesome, and then you look at all the pieces, and it's all really broken up. And maybe it's primary colors, and it just seems like you're buying a lot of air. You're buying a box with a lot of air in it, and so to me, it's like if I'm going to get to that point, I want to make sure that it's robust enough and gets people's interest. And so I think the next step up, what we would do is probably do something like a smaller box where you'd have an actual, a board, and you may have a few pieces, but I've got some. Part of it too is like, okay, coming up with ideas that aren't trademarked. So come up with something unique. I've written a couple.
Wait, if you come up with an idea, do you have to search the trademarks to see if,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially names, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like if Catan was named Magda, we probably wouldn't be named Magda, right? It would-
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to take in consideration. And my hobbies throughout the year, like I've written a couple of kids books, picture books, a couple of YA books,
Nice.
and so yeah, there's some ideas that I'm thinking. You know what? Yeah, I could take that. I worked really hard on mapping out the storyline, and since I copyrighted on them, I think that would be the next step. Is doing one called Demi Duraga, is the sci-fi kind of middle grade fiction book that I've written, and it involves a lot of traveling to other worlds. This ship comes to a world, and right before it's going to die, and grabs one person off of that world,
Neat.
and they bring them onto the ship.
Okay. Like
So-
a little Noah's Ark thing.
It is,
Kinda,
yeah. So you
okay.
got all these aliens from all these planets, and all their planets
Oh,
are now
that sounds
gone,
cool.
and then they pick up like a 12-year-old boy, and he has to kind of be brought up by aliens and stuff. So it's kind of nice because when you map something out like that, like a 300-page fiction book, you've got it all mapped out. So it's like, oh, how would I turn this into a board game? And so I think that would be our next step.
Neat. Neat. I like it. Do you have any intentions of, or is your cat Bruce in any way symbolized in the Cats of Ulthar? We just met Bruce. He's super cute. It'd be cool if he strolled in here right now.
Yes, he's the black and white cat.
Yes.
Yeah, he's So we thought about on Kickstarter having a special pledge where you bring in a picture of your cat, and we'd have to fit it in with a slot. Like it'd have to be black and white, or black, or white, or tabby, or if you have.
We got
There's a couple other obscure races and obscure kinds of cats in there, but yeah, you can basically send us the pic, and we'll have my illustrator do the whole drawing for you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So there's like a
I love
mystic
that.
in the card game. There's a cat, but then there's a mystic version of the cat as well. So you get two cats, two pictures of your cat in different colors and stuff, and they do
That's-
different things.
That's a neat thing. I'll do that. That's great.
Yeah.
So let's see. Not counting your own games, favorite game that you like to play? Board game, game on your computer, phone?
Well, as
Currently,
far as-
maybe. I don't know.
trying to think of the most current. We started to get into the pandemic Lovecraft one.
Okay.
That one's pretty fun. I have a younger son, so we really got into King of Tokyo.
Yes, I love King of Tokyo.
That's really
You
fun.
actually played King of Tokyo. Should remember it. That's a great game.
That's a lot
that
of
was
fun.
neat. I like
Yeah.
that. And they have other. It's like King of something else.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
have
I keep
different
saying King of
versions
New
now.
York. It's like some old
That's a
80s movie or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But also, we just got so we're really big in there's a monopoly for Stranger Things. And I let my 13-year-old watch Stranger Things, and now he's just like, I can't wait for the next season and stuff. So
She won't watch it. It's too scary.
it's everything the 80s
I thought it was fun.
80s thrillers were.
I
and
loved
then
it.
some,
I
yeah.
thought it was fun. It was stupid scary. Like, it's not, so you're just like, the monster. I loved it.
Well,
That
the way
was
they
great.
use the music and everything. It was great.
That's kind of cool. I didn't Monopoly. Just, wow, they've really kept up with everything.
Yeah.
Everything possible.
And then the one video game I am playing is what's it called? Apex. Oh God, I forget what it's called. It's Apex something, but my son is much better than I am. I suck at it. But you have sets of 3 teams online, and you go and
Oh,
Try
wow,
and
it's a
win.
different thing online.
and it's just I'm horrible at it. And I, like when I was a kid, I was like, you get better at video games because they all have a certain step-by-step process. You have
Yes.
like Dragon's Lair,
Yes.
right? Dragon's Lair.
Oh, God, I
You
know
had to be
Dragon's
able to
Lair.
jump here at the certain
Yes.
time, and so you just you dump your quarters in, but you learn how to play the game.
Mhm.
But the games now, you're dealing with people all over the world who are just experts in
I got so thrilled when I got to
Killing
Baby
you.
Pac-Man stage when the little baby came around in Ms. Pac-Man. I was like, I know this game. Now it's just, oh my gosh, I know there's so much out there. Wow, Dragon's Lair, jeez, with the flashback.
I hated that game.
That was, I didn't do so well at that. But can you, my dear, speaking of video games, this is your segue, because I wonder if you could just do a quick panning of Trenton's man cave, game cave, awesome cave with all these wonderful figurines and just everything from everywhere. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Well, my son and I,
Don't make the audience dizzy.
we really got into Legos, but there was a point where I'm like, like when, in the 70s and 80s, we put puzzles together as a family. Well, we as a family put together some of these big sets, and we wouldn't get them all done right away. We'd like take a month to get them all done. But then he would, of course, thrash them and turn them into a Megatron or something. And I'm like, you know what? Can we just put together? Can we just put a set together and leave it? So yeah, that's what I've done. I kind of had a few sets.
That's brutal. How long did it take you to collect everything you have in this room?
Since I was probably like 14.
Gosh, I wish I'd have saved my stuff. I wish I'd have saved my Legos. I did not.
Yeah, well, they didn't make the cool stuff back then either, right?
Yeah, I had the hospital, and I had the basic family house, and I had the space station. That was kind of neat.
Sweet. Yeah.
But
No, they got into more
quite
licensing
a collection.
in the last 10 years.
Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate that. Did you get all the good stuff? Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Trenton Payne, Gilgamesh Games. Look for him on Kickstarter. Buy his games. I'm going to buy them. Magda, Hive Smashers, Cats of Ulthar, Gilgamesh Games. Boom.
And that's my buddy Trenton. Nice man cave, huh? Did you see that?
Oh, that was
my God.
amazing.
So
I wish I had
cool.
one of those. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the guy I met. I know. It turns out we have mutual friends on Facebook, which is Facebook's so freaky. But yeah, I know. I like his stuff. His games are fun too. I mean, these one-player games. Am I the only one who likes to play one-player games?
He's living my life, man. I want to be a game designer.
Be a game designer.
I know. You can be whatever you want to be, Blue
You know,
Samurai.
I've been dabbling a little bit with,
After all,
campaign
you think you're a
creation.
samurai,
good.
so
You
by
know?
all
Your
means.
campaign is good.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting on my armor this
I
guy's
mean,
supposed to make me.
but in your evaluation, you put a big pooping emoji on there.
I drew a poop emoji.
I like to think you're coming a long way with your character voices.
Thank you.
there.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. What I found very interesting is, so this is what I do, listeners and viewers out there. Currently, I'm the DM of this particular campaign, and what I do is, and I have mini campaigns within this campaign, and when I finish a mini campaign, I put evaluation sheets because I
It's
want
like
feedback.
homework.
Right. It's a little bit, but I need feedback. And you get a beer out of it. I buy you a beer. What I found interesting is, Rebeculus, you were the only one that really liked the character that I developed, this Revenant.
What is wrong with you guys? Boy, I'm the only female in this thing.
That's
Just so
probably
you
why.
know, she's just struggling.
I had a very strong female.
Why? What
character.
are the guys? They all just didn't like her. They all just wanted her to die
Actually,
and
Paul,
go to Hades.
Actually, Paul liked it a little
I
bit.
liked
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah.
did.
I don't
The
know
other
what I
ones
put
kind
in
of
my
pooped
review.
on it. Yeah, the other ones kind of pooped on it.
Well, maybe they haven't lost all their loved ones like she did.
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe they don't like strong female characters.
I had no idea what a revenant was.
I didn't either.
So
I
it
had
was
to
a
look
little
it
bit
up.
confusing.
I knew it was a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, but I didn't.
It's true.
Isn't it?
I don't know. I thought that was Titanic.
Well, that.
No, it is. There's a bear in it, right?
Yeah.
There's a bear in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
right.
bear.
Yeah.
He gets all.
Bobo.
Bobo the bear.
Oh, the bear.
He was a circus bear, and he escaped, and then he's bitter.
That's right. That's why he almost took a chunk out of Leonardo. He was delicious. He's a delicious man.
I never saw that movie.
Yes.
I don't think I'm ever gonna see it.
Yeah, me either.
No, it's a great movie. I saw it. Okay, fine.
How about Once Upon a
I
Time
feel
in
like
Hollywood?
great, like
you guys
Dunkirk
want
is
to see
great,
that?
just boring.
What? I love that movie too.
Yeah, but-
Oh well, we're going off on. We're going off the rails here. All right. So what do we got next?
I don't know. What do we got? What you
Did-
got?
Game review, maybe?
Yeah, game review.
Game review. Oh, I did that.
Which, by the way, we didn't announce it from the very beginning. We apologize for that.
Yes.
So
We're very sorry.
yeah. Oops.
What game are we
Do they
reviewing?
accept
Yeah.
our- it's a game called Magda by my
Cool.
buddy Trenton.
Oh,
who we
really?
Just saw. Yep.
Oh,
What a
wow, cool.
coincidence.
And it is a one-person game. That's one of the reasons I reviewed this. I've actually never even heard of a one-person game other than like a deck of cards, you know. And
Choose
this-
your own story, man, or choose
Yeah.
your own adventure.
Well,
That's
no,
you
I
know.
didn't know. I didn't know.
I
But
lived
yeah, it's really cool.
Very
I-
sad childhood, so I played a lot of those games.
That's another episode
is.
itself. Maybe
right.
episode 54.
Depression of Blue Samurai. Check it out.
There's a reason he's
That's
called
right.
Blue.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's
Okay.
pretty cool, pretty easy to play, self-explanatory, and fun, and
So you want to go
watch
into
for
it?
yourself.
Great. You want to
Jump
go into it
into
right
it.
now?
give me just a few seconds. Yes, now let's go into it.
All right.
Hello, nerds. Rebeculus here from Geeks of Cascadia. I'm going to do a little demonstration review on this wonderful creation from Gilgamesh Games called Magda. It is an acronym. It stands for Mapping and Galactic Dream Assistant. Ooh. And it is a really cool game that'll make you go ooh, because it's pretty and it's fun and it's quick and it's easy to learn and it's super portable. I mean, this is it right here. And it's one player, single player. I didn't know. I think that's great. Way better than solitaire. This beautiful box and all the cards and everything, beautiful illustrations are by Dave Yukovic and Tithi Luedthong, whose name is not pronounced like that, I'm quite sure. And the game is designed by Trenton Payne. Gilgamesh Games. Check it out. This is good. It'll change your life. Well, maybe not. Well, maybe it will. Okay, this is the pilot deck. In the pilot deck, you will find all of these cards. This entire array, each with its own purpose, for the most part. You're going to start off your game by choosing one of these three. They're called manifest cards. That dictates what types of other cards you're going to need throughout the game. Note they each have 3 different missions on them. You can choose whichever one you want by whichever method you want. After you choose a mission card, you'll need to draw cards until you pick a travel card. Travel cards are indicated by the 4 arrows on each side, and much like dominoes, you can put them on any side of the manifest cards that you would like. So, the only place you can go anywhere is if you have a travel card. Once you lay that down, you are looking for a planet card. See all these really cool planet cards. They all say planet at the top. They all have really cool names like Valderak and Wasabi Prime. Masabi Prime. Not wasabi. That's like horseradish. Gosh, starting to get hungry. Really cool names for planets. After you place a planet, you can begin a mission. You want to, choose one of the 3 missions from the card that you chose in the first place. The missions they all say mission at the top of the card. Sigma, Omega, Omicron, Upsilon, Theta, Iota. Seeing a theme? Little Greek theme going on here? I feel like Greek terminology makes it seem more mission-like. Anyway, I think it's cool. So after you place a mission card on top of a planet card, you are finally looking for an asset card. They all say asset right there on the top, and it tells you which mission. It says asset for the Zeta mission, asset for Iota, asset for Upsilon, etc., etc. They're really kind of cool things here. Aquaflox, not really sure what that is. Everything from a purity orb, to my personal favorite, the Hump Rover. So after you complete all 3 of your missions, which is not easy to do at all, there are things that get in your way, then you want to place this home card down. And Magda still has a turn after you place the home card down. Magda always gets the last bite in there, unfortunately, but that is the one and only home card, and that's what you need to finish the game. As you're turning over cards, you may come across a few oddballs. These 2 are your crew, your engineer and your therapist. You can name them whatever you want. I have named them Pam and Crystal with a K. It just works for me. There's no names on the cards. You're free to name them whatever you like. Also 2 unique little cards that can help you. If your ship is damaged, then you have a repair card. You can also negate one of Magda's bad things by tricking her into sleeping. Look at that red balloon coming out of the TV. And let's play a game, shall we? Okay, this is the basic setup of the game. You have your Magda pile. I didn't talk about that before because there's only one kind of card in here. Bad cards are in here. You have to pick one of these up every time you lay down a planet card or a mission card or an asset card. Not a travel card, but those other 3. And there's just nothing good in there. She's pretty and she's evil. She's a mean girl, just like in high school. Oh, I've said too much. And there is the manifest card that you chose at the beginning of the game, one of the 3, whichever one you want. Here's your pilot deck, and then here are the stern and the bow of the ship. Connect them up there so they make a pretty ship. At any point in the game, you can take damage from her on the stern or the bow. If both parts get damaged, that's one of the several ways you can lose this game. And then I left a little space here because you're going to need a little space for this game. You're going to build like dominoes around this center manifest card. So that's it. Let's start it up. Let's play a game. All right, so this is the basic setup of the game. And you want to start off with 3. You always have 3 upturned pilot cards. And like I said, the first thing you're looking for is a travel card, and I drew 2 of them. So I can pick whichever one I want. They both actually say, shh, you're still dreaming and traveling through the cosmos. You can put them anywhere you want. I'm a little tight on space already, so I'm just going to put it up there. Replace the card. And next I'm looking for, I could play this other planet card, which I'm going to do, or if I had a planet, I would put it on there, but I don't. So I'm going to travel off to the right. Replace card number 3, and I got myself a hump rover, which, as you recall, is my favorite asset. I can't play any of those. You do not have to pick a Magda card after putting a travel card down. That's the only exception to her. So, still looking for... And you're just going to cover these 3 up. You can cover up whichever one you want. In fact, a strategy comes into play there if you're trying to save certain cards for certain reasons. So I have a mission card, which is useless to me right now because I'm looking for a planet card. So I'm just going to put the mission on top of that. Asset card. Can't help me right now. Mission card. Looking for a planet, people. Looking for a planet. See the shuffling? There we go. Planet Volderak. That sounds cool. I can put it really wherever I want. Like I said, it's like dominoes. Put it there, there, there. Nope. I can only put it there, or there, or there, or there. I like that because it's so symmetric. So now that I've played that, I have to play a card from the evil one. Maybe I shouldn't call her that. Maybe she won't be as evil to me if I'm nicer to her. Kindness begets kindness. Okay, so this says, they just didn't have your stamina. She submits my crew to nightmares, yada yada. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'll ruin the surprise. If I had an active crew member out, which I don't because I haven't drawn one yet, then they would be dead. But I don't, so I lucked out there. Lucked out. She did not harm me. All right, so now I don't have to draw again. I have missions up. Let's see if these missions that are showing are the ones in my manifest card. I'm looking for Upsilon, Iota, or Omega. I have Upsilon. That's great. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to put it right on top of the planet card. Like so. Now guess what I have to do? Yep. Choose a Magda card. So this one, she starts a fire in the stern of my ship. Life support in this section is gone. So bam. I put that card on top of the stern. The stern of my ship has been compromised, and that doesn't feel good. So I'm going to draw again, looking for the asset that belongs to this mission card, and this asset happens to be the egg of an agamid. I don't know what that is, but things with eggs, are they going to be spiders or reptiles, you know? So we drew another planet. We can put that down wherever we want. May as well do that. You don't have to put it down. If for some reason you don't feel like putting down that planet card, then it will save you from drawing a Magda card. But you do need to have at least 3 planets going to finish your game, win the game. So here we go. Must have hit the wrong button. Remove any acquired asset cards from the field and tuck them under. So I don't have any assets yet. I'm not that far along yet. I kind of lucked out again. Okay. I do have a mission card here showing. It's not one of the missions I want, so I'm going to leave it here. And travel card. Sure, just because why wouldn't I? And home card. So I'm not prepared to use this yet. So I'm just going to put it in the discard pile. You end up shuffling these all when you run out of cards anyway. There's no point in even really worrying about saving it because I'm just too far or too early in the game. So that's what's going to happen there. Another travel card. I could put it down. It's, you know, why, right? Why? And we have another manifest card because there are 3. That does nothing. There is actually a Magda card that will make you switch your manifest card, and when you're almost done with your missions, it's kind of painful. So this is a good card, and this one I will keep up and keep showing. It's Trick Magda into sleeping. It basically negates the effects of any Magda card. So we're going to keep that up and not cover it up so that I can play it when need be. Repair the ship with alien technology. Yeah, that would be neat. Actually, so I want to use this. And I want to repair the stern of my ship. Bam! Doing that. It says I can use this card anytime to repair the bow or stern. Move the damaged ship card to the Magda discard pile and tuck this under the manifest deck, which means you can never use it again during this game. It's unfortunate because it's a very valuable card. Okay, mission Omicron is what I drew. That is not one of my missions, and I don't want to put it down. Look at my pretty, pretty ship. Got another planet. Yay. Yeah, okay. Okay, sure. I'll do it. I'll put it up here. Because I drew a planet, now I gotta... She's so dirty. This one says, keep dreaming, lover. Once again, if you have an asset card, she is going to ask you to remove it at this time. I do not, so I lucked out again. You don't always luck out. I think I just put all the luck out cards on the top of the pile, so... Mission Iota. Is that one of mine? That is one of mine. Mission Iota is one of mine. So after I put this down, I am looking for the asset called the Nega Realm Converter. I'm going to put this on planet Sorbana because it sounds like sorbet and banana together, and I like that planet, and that's why I'm putting that there. Also, it's the only other planet I have showing. Okay, shoot. Here we go. Here we go. Just before you arrive home, Magda... Okay. This card is only relevant if you just laid down a home card to win. That has happened to me. That is unpleasant. That makes one angry. All right, here we go. Draw another card. We got another travel card. Don't really need it. I'm going to put it here because I don't want to cover that one up. Mission Gamma. Mission Gamma. Mission Gamma is not one I need. Discard. Another manifest card. Yada yada. Planet Nemelon. I don't want to have to draw another Magna card, so I don't want to play that. Mission Alpha is also not one of my missions. And this goes pretty fast when you're just playing by yourself and you're just flipping the cards. Look at that. The Purity Orb. Can you see that? Is there too much glare? Purity Orb. Do I need the Purity Orb for any of my assets? I don't. It tells you what your assets are on your manifest card, too. It has your missions and your items. The only thing it doesn't tell is which planet, because it doesn't matter. I don't need the Purity Orb. I sure like saying Purity Orb, though. Okay, so, all right. Pam. I drew Pam. This is an engineer, and she is badass, as you can see. She's got tats and buzz haircut on one side and all that stuff. She can protect you against certain attacks from Magda. You can also sacrifice her for an asset card. You can just search through the deck and find the asset you need, but then you got to get rid of her, and you can never draw her again. So I'm going to save her. I'm going to put Pam off to the side. You never know when you're going to need an engineer. Okay, we have a Drim Relic, which is an asset for the Theta Manifest, which I do not have. Goes there. Another planet. Don't need it. Going over there. Here's Crystal, with a K, our therapist. Crystal can also negate certain Magda situations. I could sacrifice her for a mission card of my choice. If I'm just turning over and turning over and turning over and I just want to get that last mission card, then I could do that. But I don't want to right now. I don't want to sacrifice them unless I have to. I've got 2 missions going on the table. Not worried about it. Let's be tidy here, shall we? Planet Wasabi Prime. I don't really need to put that down because I have 2 missions going and an available planet, but it's cool. And it's not wasabi, it's masabi. And I'm sorry, Trenton. It just reminds me of wasabi and Japanese food. Now I'm getting hungry. Travel card. Planet I don't even know how to pronounce that. Planet. Flutter Residue is an asset for the Sigma mission, which I do not have. Planet Harion 5. Stumpbot. Bam. He is an asset for the Gamma mission, which I'm also not doing. I've done the Gamma mission, though. It's fun. Spider Venom. Displeased. I'm displeased. Dislike things with more than 4 legs. This is an asset for the Omega mission, which is a mission that I need. So here's what I'm going to do, just to show you how you can throw your crew members under the bus. I have the asset for this mission. I know that Mission Omega is in here somewhere. So, I'm going to sacrifice Crystal. I am. I'm going to sacrifice Crystal. I'm going to put my spider venom aside here. To sacrifice Crystal, I got to put her under the manifest deck and never talk to her again. Bye, Crystal. With a K. Love ya. And now I want to find this Mission Omega, which I don't think I've encountered yet. Maybe I have. Maybe I have. I did. I had it up here and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have to sacrifice Crystal. Ah. All right, so I got my third and final mission, Mission Omega. I'm going to put that up there, which means, yes, you know it, over to the Magda pile. She messed with my head. If my therapist is active, then she ends up killing everyone on the ship. My therapist is not active. She was going to kill my therapist, but I killed my therapist first. Okay, so I lucked out there. And now I want to grab this asset, put that on top of my Mission Omega card, and that mission is actually completed. Another Magda card. Gulp. Home. There's a couple of these in there. If you just laid down the home card, yada yada. I did not. So, whoa. Drop the home card. We'll get that in a bit. So I lucked out. So I have one mission complete. There is actually a way that you can protect your completed missions, like the one up here, which you can't quite see. I could lay down a pilot card over the top of it like so, and Magda can't harm that mission. But you can't win with piles covered up either. So it's kind of a risk that I'm willing to take at this point. All right, so I got one mission completed. I am basically looking for the Egg of Agamid and the Nega Realm Converter. And then I'm going to play that home card. And then I'm going to win. This is actually Mission Zeta, but I think that Trenton didn't have this one made, or maybe his dog ate it, so he actually hand wrote that in himself. At any rate, don't need it. But I feel special. I feel this deck is special because of that. Mission Sigma, don't need it. So what happens when you run out of pilot cards? OMG, you just pull the top ones off, save those, and shuffle the rest. Hopefully, our wonderful editor will zip past the boring shuffly part, because it is boring. Maybe I could have had some cool, dreamy, spacey music going on while I shuffled. But anyway, for all practical purposes, that is shuffled. All right, drawing again, looking for the Egg and the Nega Realm Converter. Manifest card, boom, don't need it. Planet, don't need it. Mission. I got the Egg. All right, so I'm going to put this on top of my Mission Upsilon. And then I got to draw from what's-her-name here. She's so freaky creepy. Oh my god, these are so creepy. If you really look at this beautiful artwork, it's so beautifully creepy. Let's see. So this says, shuffle all cards in your queue, both visible and hidden with the player deck. Lay down 3 new cards for your queue. I could do that. And then on the bottom it says that if I had an active therapist in my crew, she could nullify the effects of this card. And I don't, because I killed her. So now, do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't want to bore my viewers by just overthinking this. I am going to just shuffle the cards in my queue, because there's not that many. And what did it say? It said visible and hidden. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't hurt me that much, I don't think. All right, so that's okay. That's all right. In fact, she helped me, because look, that never happens where she actually is helpful. We turned over the last asset that I need, the Nega Realm Converter. Oh my god, I'm so excited. All right, so I'm going to put this here for the Iota mission. I have my 3 missions done. I have my Iota and my Omega and my Upsilon. I just put the last asset down, so I have to draw her. If you... Okay. See? This is... Okay. This is the stuff that just drives me crazy about this game. I love this game, Trenton. I love it. If you had 3 visible assets in the field, you were deceived. You wake up to realize it was just an illusion. Magda actually sent you to the other side of the universe. A visible Trick Magda card can negate this from happening, which I had before I chose to reshuffle. I had one. So basically all of my hard work is, and it says you lose. I lose. So I just lost. Okay. I love this game, and I also hate this game. And let's see. My engineer does not help me with that at all. She was not mentioned in that pile. That's it. I lost. I lost the game. Thanks a lot. Anyway, that is the game, and I am Rebeculous, and that was fun. This is a very fun game, and it's pretty addicting, and it's awesome. You can just play it by yourself. Super portable, simple, easy to learn, but not dull. That's it. Have fun. Oh, I fried my phone. Oh, my phone is hot. That is a hot phone. Hot phone. So that was it. That was Magda. What'd you guys think? I really enjoyed playing it. I played it this morning,
Great.
in
I
fact.
think you did a great review.
Thanks,
It's
man.
fantastic.
It's super clever, is it not? It's it's simple, but it's not that simple.
well,
it's not like solitaire.
I'm just impressed with the camera work and the audio work.
Do you like the art? Do you like the artwork on the cards?
did.
That shit's
I
cool.
did.
Sorry, I said shit. Sorry, I said it again.
You never say it just once.
No. Okay. I think that's
So-
it for the show, right? Or we
Well,
have,
I don't know. So,
okay.
sure.
Well, what about the musical number? Don't we have a musical number?
Oh,
All
yeah,
good shows
that's-
have a musical number, a game review, an interview, and banter.
musical numbers next episode.
Well,
Oh,
I
you gonna
want
bring your
you to know,
sousaphone? Sorry.
Yes.
I went to Target to try to get D&D essentials.
Yes, and
And they've got like magic cards and stuff, but I could not find it on the shelves at all.
you think maybe it's sold out?
That's what I thought. Then I also checked the shelf tags because I work at the store.
Why did you go to Target
Because they only sell it at Target right
They
now.
do.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I wanted to get it before September 4th. When
Wow.
it will be available here at around the table. But I want it now.
You didn't want to support
I did
Tim's
want
store,
to
who
support
we-
Tim's store.
Wow.
But I didn't want to wait 2 months to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I went to Target. They didn't have it. It was a mess.
Target is a
And then I
mess.
went online. And I thought, well, I'll just buy it online, right?
Right.
And I went online and said, it's available at your favorite Target store. I was like, what? I was just there. It wasn't there. So I ordered it online. And maybe we'll talk about what comes with and
Okay.
how the sidekick playing happens on
Okay,
the
that
next
sounds
episode
good,
of our
sounds good.
podcast.
Maybe you can DM us through it.
Maybe I can run it a little bit.
That would be cool.
Next week when Hobbs isn't here.
Do you think he'd be a nice DM or a malevolent
No, he'd be a total
DM?
jerk.
He
Oh,
is
real
going to
dick.
be a jerk.
Yeah.
He is going to be a jerk.
Rule 1, you can only fight with daggers.
That's all right. I'm just going to be a barbarian now. I'm just going to like...
Well, that is awesome, Paul. You should do an unboxing video. What do you think?
We can do an unboxing video.
That is awesome.
Sure.
That is awesome. We need to do more with this podcast.
We do. If you have any ideas of what you want,
Right.
email us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com.
All right. I'm just going to ask it then. So, unboxing video. How long is that going to be? Is that it? You just take... What
Yeah,
is
you
that? Just going to
Paul-
open the whole thing
Paul
in front
opens
of
it up and goes,
people?
oh, wow,
Yeah.
look at this. And he acts excited.
Here's what
and-
comes with it. Here's what it's for.
Yeah.
Here's how this is different.
Right. We need to do new things because
We do need to do new
Oh,
things.
we were going to do that lap dance thing, but we changed our mind.
We did.
Okay.
We can't play that game.
Okay.
There's plenty of table right here. We could have
All right.
played the game and had
Yeah.
the lap dancer.
Good, but we're all over.
Does it-
well, 2 of us are over 50.
Do you have to get your own?
Ah, but not me. Not till next year. But
Do you have to? Never mind.
okay.
Was that created by lap dancers?
I
For
don't.
lap
I don't
dancers?
know. I have no
Do you have
idea.
to provide your own lap dancer figurine, or
No,
is
it's
it
a card.
come in the?
It's a card building game. I have no idea. Maybe you should.
I'm kind of
do a
stuck
game
on
review.
it now.
Do a
You
game
shouldn't have
review.
shown it to me. Now I'm a little obsessed.
Okay. You can play it.
Should we talk about how many lap dances each one of us has had in our lifetime?
I think we should talk about other things. What do you think?
Sure.
Not numbered, as usual.
Oh, jeez. So what else do we got going on? I do want to let people know that Descent into Avernus is coming out in September. That is from Wizards of the Coast. It's the next campaign for Dungeons and Dragons, so check that out. Go to your local game store. You can order it, and it's got a really cool alt cover.
Cool.
I've already ordered it through my game store.
That
so
looks really cool. I don't know who's going to DM it, but I can't wait to play.
somebody's got to
That's
DM it, not
just
me, because I want to play it.
Demonic shit that I just can't wait to
Yeah, it's going
get
to be
into.
cool. It's going to be cool. Thank you for not saying it.
It's so different when you spell it.
Yeah.
It is. No one knows what you're talking about.
That's right. Nobody does. Well, I think that's it for the show, right?
Wait, can I do
so.
my thing again?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know.
Really? All
Yes,
right. Hold on.
yes.
Hold on.
Are
here.
you ready?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
that
Very,
didn't
very
work.
quiet.
That didn't
Yeah.
work.
What does a squirrel sound like?
The squirrel? Oh, okay. We'll do the squirrel instead.
Oh, boy.
Ridiculous.
All right, this show's gone totally off
Yeah,
the rails.
off the
So
rails.
I think we'll just say, embrace the nerd, and I hope you make that saving throw. Hey geeks, Blue Samurai here, and it's episode 53. If you could,
Oh, and I'm gonna do my portion of the sound check now.
Yep.
Because apparently I'm nowhere near the microphone.
Nope.
And I'm closer to talking.
A little better.
And I'm drinking a Player's Handbook IPA series, Sorcerer.
Yes, and I see you have a new game, Paul. What's the name of this game
This
we're going to
game
review?
we're going to play once Rebecca gets here is called Lap Dance.
Lap Dance?
It's from Artopia Games.
Wow, I'm surprised we haven't heard more about
It
this
is by
game.
Anastasios Hygioriadis Panagiotis Syrigianosis.
I think you just made up those
I think they're
names.
Greek.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
That's
do not get this
I
game.
do not get this. Is
That's
not
our
this is
review.
not Orcicon approved.
No.